Hey boys, figured I'd share the suspension aspect, but before I go outside, for you curious guys, what happens when you get into the red for the DF? So what happens every time you start your truck, you're gonna get a message. Where are the messages at? By the way, you don't get forward collision warning, active braking off, so I don't know how to turn that off. But this is what every time you start up your truck, you get one of these, and then once you get low enough, it'll start a countdown. That's all there is. You got to beat it before the countdown goes to 0. I think it will lock you out in limp mode. I'm not 100% sure. I have not tried that. But before it gets, because right now it's just a warning, then it's going to be a countdown. Okay? Simple, right? Now, back to the story. What do I have for a lift? So, for all you boys, the big old picture's right here. Okay, this is how the truck stands. It looks good to me. I worked this truck. That's a good healthy offset. Let me show you. I think it's a negative 22. Yes, I just washed it. This truck's going into the shop for some goodies. No, it's not broken down or anything. I'm very thankful for my truck. But anyway, so for you guys that are curious with the auto leveling system, okay, it's a pain in the neck to deal with. Right there, I got me puck for my airbag and a little 2-inch spacer. I'm a little tight on time. I just literally was driving, pulled over. I figured I'd share it with you so I quit dragging on. Going on with my day here. So what all happened is the airbag gets controlled by an arm. You guys saw that. I'm not gonna go back outside. An arm that measures the distance from a sensor to the leaf spring. So as the truck sits lower, the sensor's on the frame and it calculates up. We're sinking down. Let's put some air on them airbags. So if you just go and add a 2-inch block, your level's going to be way off. So with a 2-inch block, you're going to be a lot higher. So you're going to show the computer, the sensor, that you got too much, and it'll try to drain your airbags because, right, you'll be lifted. Now, if you just do a spacer, like an airbag spacer, just the airbags, but not the block, you're going to be showing too much air, or excuse me, not enough air, and you'll keep pumping it. So you're at a lose-lose situation there. So you have to add them together. That's the best way. It's not the best way I've come up with it, but that's the best conclusion that I've come up with as far as myself. I would not do the lift any other way. Because of what I tow, I want to keep it as OEM as possible. Yes, don't fall off your chairs. I modified it, and it does ruin your towing. I don't know by how much, but anyway, you spin it. Anytime you modify a truck you tow with, you're screwing with the stock geometry of suspension and the smoothness and all that. Y'all gonna say, well, go get the leaf springs. I'm not quite sure I like that idea. I will do more research, so when I do install the $3,000 kit, I will have my mind made up. But as of now, I would go this route again. Just a spacer on the airbag, spacer on the leaf spring, because I could still utilize the stock suspension. The stock suspension none the wiser because it's, it's equally leveled. And it keeps my truck at a right distance, or excuse me, at the right level. So we're all at a win-win situation here. So it's pretty much for the guys with the factory air suspension. This is the way I would go, and at this point, this is the only way I would go. Because if I were to do the beefier but yet smoother leaf springs that give me the lift, then what am I going to do with the factory suspension? Yeah, you could get adapters and stuff like that. I just don't want to. That's the biggest thing right here, is the factory air suspension. That's all it is, guys. So as far as that goes, that's what I would do, and that's the only way I would do it. And I went with both items were purchased from ReadyLift. I've heard bad things about their blocks. I don't know what the deal is, and as far as their reviews goes and the negativity, it all comes down to them stupid U-bolts. So I mean, I could see how it's frustrating. You buy the kit and your U-bolts are short or too long. I mean, too long is never an issue. You bust out a grinder and grind them down. But with that said, I got the kit. It worked out perfect for me. I trimmed down the U-bolts a little bit, with the grinder, and off I went. So nothing but good things. Pull over. Nothing but good things to say about ReadyLift. I mean, for what is like couple $100. They're $100 a piece. So $100 for the blocks, $100 for the spacer on the airbags. They bolt in No butts ifs. It's very straightforward. You don't have to be a genius to install them. They fit just fine. So with, you know, $100 a pop, total of $200 for those 2 sets, there's nothing to complain about. I mean, it's really simple. It's really straightforward. You'd be surprised people screw up some simple stuff, but they got it right. So it's not an advertisement, guys. Ready Lift hasn't paid me $1. It's just for you boys out there struggling, like, what do I do with the factory suspension? How do I do it? How do I go about it? I honestly think it's the best way to do it. If you tow really heavy, if you're over 30,000 pounds, like for example on a dually, yeah, go ahead and do 1 inch. But the factory just doesn't give you enough. I know they give you a smoother ride and all that, but the factory lift or the distance or whatever you want to call it, the rake is just not enough, because the rake is from the factory is kept minimal because it has the assist, right? The factory airbag assist lifts and keeps it level. So, you know, not very technical video, but it does help someone that's looking into it. So here you are. I've put over a couple thousand miles with it. I couldn't be happier. For my goal of best bang, or should I say the most inexpensive kit that's still acceptable on a vehicle like this, I think I hit the nail on the head. You know, for you guys who haven't watched the first video, I did rough country 2.5 up front, and then I did 2-inch spacers on the back, and I'm happy. The ride quality didn't get worse. Matter of fact, it got better up front because the shock's a little softer. On the rear, it got worse because of my Bilstein out of alignment, whatnot. Anyways, boys, I think I'm gonna wrap her up right here, keep her as short as possible. As always, may the Lord bless you. May you all have a mighty fine day, and yeah, I'm parking this truck for today, and I'll be driving another 19. By the way, I bought a 19 for my boys. So I'll make you a video on that one, show you what's up and what's going into it. Probably a boring video for some of you, but for you new guys, see how I set up my trucks. Anyways, guys, as always, may the Lord bless you. May you all have a mighty fine day, and this boy's getting some goodies soon to show you what they are.